Hi there. Welcome to the Voice of 𝘬𝘶𝘴. In this 𝘬𝘶𝘴 talk series, we bring you fresh insights from top industry leaders and payments professionals. I'm Candice Pressinger, Commercial Product Leader at US Bank Elavon Merchant Services, and I'm proud to be here today with my client partners from Inca.
Hi, my name is Sam Langsford. I'm working at Inca in the Global Payments team in Treasury. I'm part of the inbound payments team within Treasury, and that means we look after our acquiring relationships and our international scheme relationships, making sure that payments are flowing for our customers safely and securely, and that the money is reaching us in its full form.
Hi, my name is Andreas. My current role is the one of a Group Inbound Payments Manager. I'm reporting to the Group Treasurer of Inca, and I have the pleasure to lead three streams: acquiring together with Sam, including schemes, then innovation regulation with a strong focus, but not only on Europe. And we also do internal customer finance, funding, and risk management. We support the country, especially for B2B. We own all processes that start at the point of sale until the funds have hit our in-house bank accounts. And we also own all the relationships with financial suppliers like you and all the schemes that are involved in these processes. Handing over back to you, Candice.
So quite the remit and responsibility. And as you say, it's our pleasure to support you in all that you do and making sure that everyone can buy what they want and that the money ends up in the merchant bank account at the end of the day. And today's talk is going to be focused on innovation beyond borders and proud 11 years of transforming payments together with Inca, IKEA, and really to hear more about the significance of international payments in IKEA's growth. So just in terms of setting the stage, I think I'm going to come to you each in turn. So let's start with you, Sam. Could you share your role at IKEA and your involvement in the international payments setup?
To introduce it from the beginning, it's not too tricky because I'm only in this team for a few years and time goes fast. So I joined Andreas's team when Elavon was a key supplier and in many markets. But as you say, it's 11 years down the road. So we're at the business end of our work together, but still much more to be done. So we come in with a standardization initiative to try to simplify and centralize our work with acquirers. And there's a few reasons behind that. One is that life gets much more complicated when it comes to payments every day. There's a lot more ways to pay and a lot more relationships to handle. So the more we can streamline that, the better the service that we get, the better relationships that we have with our key account managers. And we have a great one at Elavon. And the journey that we've been on since I joined has brought Elavon into 4 new markets since then. And that's a great bit of business that has been beneficial for both Elavon and Inca. And we've also embarked on a journey of transformation at IKEA. So part of my role in Treasury in the last few years has been to onboard our payments partners into the automated reconciliation flows that we have here at Inca, and we're developing into many of the markets that Elavon is working with us in. And I'm pleased to say that we've been able to find a really good way of supporting that's set a benchmark for all of the other payment providers that we've worked with since.
That's fantastic. And Andreas, how about you? Could you share a little bit about your involvement in the international payments setup?
Well, it's an exciting journey, I must say. After 11 years working for IKEA in different positions, I joined Group Treasury in 2009, and I got the task actually to streamline the landscape of payments in the 30 plus countries that we are in. And actually we had far more solutions within the countries than number of countries. A very scattered landscape. Which is very costly and also time-consuming to implement, to change, and to maintain. But then there was a game changer because we needed to implement e-commerce very fast throughout all of Inca. And there we had the chance to reduce the number of offered solutions to an absolute minimum. So we brutally standardized the way of working, and also we reduced the offer of acquirers substantially to 3 or 4, mainly of course cross-border, and to one payment service provider. And then in 2 waves, 2017 and 2022, we managed to achieve something similar for point of sale, which is still the majority of our transactions in Europe. And it's really great to see that from a totally scattered landscape, until now we have reduced Europe to basically 3 main acquirer. And the biggest one and the first cross-border acquirer that we had is Elavon. And of course, we really came a long way from the first and very burdensome cross-border implementation in Belgium with all the hiccups, followed then by UK. And now we have an integration that is, you can say, I mean, Sam is probably the one that has the right to say so because he had done all the work, but it's much more seamless. It's basically seamless and a smooth rollout, and it's a role model for others. And we have rolled out 4 countries with less hassle and less work on our side probably than we have done in other regions of this world. So we have really learned our lessons, both Elavon and ourselves, and we're coming to a stage where actually 2 partners are working now over a really longer period of time on eye level, and have a thorough understanding of each other needs and also particularities, especially in our side.
Yeah, over such a period of time partnering, you learn a lot about each other and get to work much better with each other. And so you are genuinely pioneering and innovative, and I know from other products and things that I work on that you're always looking to try new things and be at the forefront. And so if you think about the early stages of our working relationship, it'd be quite interesting to explore some of the challenges that you faced with international payments, and really just dig a little bit deeper in how Elavon helped you in addressing these challenges to facilitate your expansion. So in the initial stages of IKEA's expansion, can you tell me a little bit more about your primary challenges and establishing a unified payment system across those diverse markets that you've talked about?
Do you want to take it, Sam, or shall I do?
I think this is your domain, talking about the early days.
Due to my Bible engaged talking about the early days. What was the biggest challenge? Of course, we had a lot of internal challenges. Having now a partner that is not sitting in the same country, being totally afraid that the service level will be less or will diminish. To generate trust and get a role model, and nothing beats a good example, especially in IKEA. If you can prove that something works, you need to find one country finally that is brave enough to do the first step. But of course they need to benefit. And what do they benefit from? What was the reason why we actually went or wanted to implement a cross-border acquirer? And we wanted to implement Elavon, because Elavon in the early days, I mean 10, 12, 13 years ago, already was capable from a technology perspective, for instance, to deliver interchange plus, which was definitely not possible to get in most other countries. And why was interchange plus so important for us? Because we were also spearheading retail when it comes to lobbying for the interchange fee regulation. So we were very outspoken, and we needed data. And data you can only get when you get the reporting in place. So one of the real fantastic benefits, apart from the stability, was the reporting capability and the reporting accuracy of Elavon. And having then the opportunity to use those data when we were grilled in front of the Commission. So it was on our path towards interchange fee regulation that really helped us to get a partner that understands our need, but also that is capable to deliver a very thorough interchange plus. And then when we did the first tender in 2017, we could see a drastic difference in the quality of the reporting, or at least the quality of the offers. The difference, and the main difference, of course, being in the calculation of scheme fees and the capability to do so. Yeah, and we've seen quite a few acquirers that meanwhile have disappeared from the market as they have not invested in their systems. And that has actually caused, to my opinion, a lot of also financial issues, because if you don't know what to charge, then you either overcharge, or you generate a loss in your own P&L, and that's not sustainable in the long run. So I think that reporting capabilities, but also the technical stability sounded promising, was promising, and proved to be right over the course of the last 10 years, 11 years.
It's great, and we do pride ourselves on our heritage, and our data is core to decisioning and helping our merchant client partners to achieve their end goals. That's a great insight. So coming from the early days, as we were saying, moving a little bit more into the present, and as I've said, you're pioneering and always focus on innovating. That's just part of the IKEA 𝘬𝘶𝘴 brand value, I think. It'd be quite interesting to dive a little bit into your approach to innovation in payments and how Elavon supports this vision. So I think I'll come to you again, Sam. So as IKEA 𝘬𝘴's inbound payments specialist, how do you ensure our payment systems remain innovative and customer-centric to meet your needs?
Well, I mean, first I would say that innovation is happening whether we go with it or not, right? Because the customer's expectation is always changing based on what's out there in the market, and what's out there in the market is always developing, technology is improving. So we need to go with it, or as Andreas says, the players in the market that don't, they find themselves irrelevant and falling away. So how do we do that? We innovate in our own retail dimensions. So we've got new exciting products for our customers to interact with us on. So we've got 2 examples of that in our new food mobile platform. So our customers can order their food via their mobile device. And also looking at ways that we can queue bust. We've got mobile payment devices, which we refer to as soft POS. And in both of those examples, we've relied on markets that Elavon are placed in to be able to pilot those. And there's 2 big reasons that we've done that. One is that Elavon, across our markets that we operate, and it's really crucial that I mention this because it's a really big factor in the beginning of the journey. It's a single operating platform. It's a single reporting platform across all those geographies. So we know if we try something and test something in one place, we're going to be able to copy that blueprint over to wherever we want to do it next. So that's a really important thing when we're trying to innovate at speed, rather than do the same work over and over and over again to be able to keep up just with the pace of the market. And the other reason that we do that is because Elavon has been able to move fast when we've asked them to create new merchant IDs and attach them to new and interesting things, and be able to integrate those connections at great speed and communicate with us really well along the journey. We've really felt that experience of having a good relationship with Elavon and having good key account management that's made everybody else in the projects that we're working with much more comfortable. Acquirers is not familiar to the rest of the business. It's a world that's really only is known to the experts that work into it. So if you mention that there's tasks to do at acquiring, if there's merchant IDs that need to be opened, it doesn't really translate so well to the rest of the project team. So they really need to have confidence that whoever we're working with is taking that technical work off their hands and delivering it back in a nice shiny package that they can work with straight away, and it's understandable to everybody. Elavon's really been good at that over the years, so the more we try, the more we want to test it with Elavon first.
That's fantastic. I think I'm going to have to stop smiling. It's lovely to hear, and it is very important to us, and one of our brand values, actually. So actually, I know something that is particularly important, and you've touched upon, is the quality of data. I'd be really interested in hearing, Sam, how data analytics have influenced IKEA's payment strategies.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, it's a core product in the service offer, especially these days. And when we first embarked on our transformation journey, it was an expectation of our side of the business that the acquirer could support us with this really rich data capability. And our processes internally were designed around that. But I don't think we quite realized how advanced the service of Elavon was as a core service offer, such that we designed our processes around that. And when we tried to apply it to places where maybe the technology of the suppliers wasn't quite as capable, maybe we ended up shooting ourselves in the foot by setting such a high benchmark. But where we have been able to work with Elavon, this really enormous transformation task to automate something that was done at batch level and manually by downloading reports and inputting them into another system, to totally automate that whole flow at such a huge scale of volume of transactions. How that was so easy, I mean, I'll never understand, and I won't take it for granted. But now when we try and move into regions outside of Europe, especially where the market's not so familiar, we're really feeling how lucky we were to have such a good partnership in with Elavon. So we use the data really heavily for our reconciliation, and we've made the business much more efficient. We've been able to make observations in the data that clean out the leakages in our reconciliation system that we didn't know of before. And the byproduct of that is that we've got this great database now that we can, we're still finding ways in which that can be used to drive business insights. But some examples that we've had so far is using that for cost control and cost benchmarking, to be able to determine where we can be more cost efficient as an organization. And of course, Elavon's a really scaled partner with IKEA. So commercially, we've been able to work with something price-wise that's been great for everybody, which means the benchmarking that we do is really challenging the rest of the business to meet that high level.
I'm really looking forward to collaborating with you to bring that on strength and continue innovating with our data provisioning for you and other retail merchants. I think it's a real benchmark, as you say. I know the conversation is just so interesting. I mean, probably could go on for another hour, but I think in terms of the MPE talk, I'm just going to ask one last question, bringing us now into the looking forward. And perhaps I'll come to you, Andreas. How do you envisage ongoing collaboration with Elavon and evolving to meet future challenges and opportunities, global trends do you anticipate?
Well, looking at Europe, it's great to see that we could encourage you also to invest in local payment means, local payment providers. And so this is enabling us to continue and broaden the journey with you in quite a few countries. Probably it's not the right place here to disclose your plans, but it's beyond the Visa and MasterCard acceptance. And I think it's a great approach, and it supports our intention to offer our customers the payment means that they prefer. So Thank you for that. I know it was probably also a little bit of a paradigm change, but it was a change in the plans, and you follow your customer, us in this case, and it's really great to see that the cooperation is supported also from your management team in Europe. It's not an easy decision. I fully appreciate that. Looking forward to cover the payment means of our customers and to do this together.
Yeah, and me too, and onwards with our relationship. So I'd like to thank you all for listening to this MPE Talk episode, part of the MPE 2025 conference happening March the 18th to 20th in Berlin. Join me, the MPE team, and illustrious leaders like Sam and Andreas at the event. Thank you.
Thanks. See you there.
Thank you. See you in Berlin.